Hello, this is my attempt number two of going live. I started the other video and I was like, wait, what am I even saying? So, I wanted to come on here and talk about a Black Friday offer that I have. So, I created a healing for your bones. And how I got the idea is that just for myself, I decided to do a sacred light recording to clear the energy out of my jaw and out of my teeth. So it's like the muscles and bones, and also the actual. So it's the muscles and stuff, and my actual teeth and bones and all that. Because I had a huge amount of anger in my jaw. I tend to repress things, and I tend to store a lot in my teeth, like a lot of shame and a lot of anger and all that. And what I did for myself was I ran sacred light emotion healing for anger, so that cleared the anger physically. It's a healing that's meant for emotions, but it also can just clear energy. So I used the emotion healing to clear any emotions out of my teeth. And I also ran Sacred Light Flush, which is a tool by Alicia Hartzell and Kimberly Carlson. And it just clears energy. So I use that to flush the extra energy out of my teeth. And it was so helpful. I carry a lot in my jaw, and it cleared so much energy, and then my face feels so much better. And they say that if you can relax your jaw, then you can relax your whole entire body. So I feel a lot better ever since I did that healing, because I was just holding so much in my body, as we all tend to do. And another thing that happened that was interesting after I did the healing was I finally booked my dentist appointment. I hate phones and calling the dentist, and I had been procrastinating on going to the dentist for like 6 months. And like a couple days after I did the healing, I walked by the dentist office and I was like, you know what? Today I'm going to go in. And I realized, oh, I had just done that healing. And I'm like, I'm almost certain that the reason that I finally got over my procrastination, because procrastination is often just like some kind of fear that you don't want to acknowledge, or like that you don't want to face. I think I had some kind of like, because I've had bad experiences with the dentist in the past, and I think that kind of like cleared out some of my anger at past dentists and just like fear of dentists in general, and just clearing that energy. I feel like it made space for me to actually take care of myself physically, because I was finally able to make that appointment. And I went to the appointment and it wasn't a big deal. They cleaned my teeth and it was fine. But my mouth feels so much better. And I also got my teeth physically cleaned because I went to the dentist. So that's one example of how these tools, sometimes you clear the energy, and then that in real life guides you towards making the actions that you need to make the physical changes, the physical health changes. Because one of my beliefs is that energy leads. The energy that you put out eventually is what's going to follow in your life. So I cleared my teeth and then finally got my dental appointment done. And that got me thinking that I wanted to do a healing. And I believe that we carry some of our deepest wounds and energies in our bones. It's a very, like, our bones are like one of the hardest parts of the body. So when you have something stuck in your bones, it's deep. So it got me thinking that it would be really powerful to just do a clearing for all of the bones. So I created a healing. It's 3 15-minute healings. And basically how it works is you listen to one per day, and it clears the whole body. So the first part clears your head, your jaw, your teeth, and your neck and your spine. The next one does your shoulders, thymus, ribs, back, down your arms and hands. And then the last one's for your pelvis, lower spine, legs, and feet. I went really deep with the healing. I used 4 different modalities. Maybe overkill, but I find they all have a role to play, and I love all of them, and they all blend together so beautifully. But the basic intention of the healing is that one of the main tools I use is Sacred Light Flush. It's basically a clearing energy, and it's meant to clear that deep-seated energy out of your body. And energy follows intention. So what's powerful about this healing is just the intention of clearing your bones, because automatically it's going to be the stuff that's deep. Because you can carry stuff from your ancestors in your bones, from your parents, and also your own stuff, old emotions. Oh, and just to know, it's a healing for the bones, but I also include the muscles because you can't really separate them, and the muscles are where you hold a lot of tension. But so it goes to the muscle second and the bones first. Yeah, and I wanted to talk about the different tools that I use to make this healing. So first of all, I made the healing within the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records are a record of your soul, all of the information in your soul, and everything has an Akashic Record. Like every plant, everything has an Akashic Record. And for these healings, I open up the records of the healing. And what that does is it opens up the energy of the people that are going to listen to it in the future. And it helps me to personalize the healing to everyone that's going to listen in the future, because it brings up the collective energy of everyone that's going to listen. And I'm not like going around into people's energy without asking permission, because I don't do that. But everybody's guides kind of come in and tell me what needs to be in healing. Like I don't look and see like, oh, that person had that and that. No, I don't do that. That's non-consenty. But when you open up the collective records, then you can kind of see what exactly needs to get cleared in general for the group. And usually the group that's going to listen, like often they need the same stuff, but also that helps me bring in stuff for specific people. And the reason why it helps too is because the Akashic Records have all of the energy from your soul's entire existence. So all of your past lives, future lives, your current life, and it can help me kind of see those old patterns that might be causing an issue and bring them into the healing. So the healing is created within the Akashic realm. Another modality that I use in the healing is a Reiki energy. And how I do it is usually you channel Reiki through your hands. But since it's a vocal recording, I just ask the energy to channel through my mouth. And I channel it that way. And Reiki helps to, it goes where it's needed, first off. And it can never harm, so that's a good thing. And yeah, it always goes exactly where it's most needed. Like, for example, sometimes I'll be listening, because I listen to the recordings myself. Sometimes I'll be listening to the head one, and then it will go to my legs or something, because that's where it's needed. But yeah, and the Reiki energy clears out that energy and then replenishes it with positive, healthy chi energy, and it teaches your body how to heal itself. And also my other modalities have a bit of a harsher energy, a bit more intense energy, and the Reiki I find really softens the energy. It's really, really calm as an energy, and I find that when I channel it in, it just sort of makes the healing so gentle, and it helps the energy drop into the body. Because, for example, light language can be quite an intense energy, but Reiki's really, really soft. So it's kind of like putting the intense stuff goes through like a soft, there's like a soft thing that like, it goes down, and then the Reiki's like, whoo, and it softens the energy very nicely. So then the energy can drop into the body a little bit easier. And another thing that I love about Reiki is that it is very close to the energy of the body. So it's really good for physical healing because it's an energetic match, and it's also very gentle and it's really easy to integrate, whereas other modalities can be a bit more intense, but they're useful because they are powerful. I'm just checking to see if there's any comments. No, okay. But yeah, and if you're watching, say hello. I want to see your face. Yeah. Okay, so I talked about Reiki, I talked about the Akashic Records. The next one I want to talk about is Sacred Light. So one of the powerhouse modality that I used in this healing, it's called Sacred Light. It's a modality by Alicia Hartzell and Kimberly Carlson, two powerful healers. It's a blend of different kinds of healing, but it's essentially theta healing, quantum healing. It's very powerful. And how it works is that they create these energetic tools that have a specific intention and instruction set into them, and then you run the alignment, and then it does what the tool is meant to do. For example, they might have a healing for bones, and then you run the healing, and then it goes and heals it has instructions meant to help you heal your bones. And I have Sacred Light Level 1 and Sacred Light Level 2. I mostly used Sacred Light Level 1 for this one. And there's a lot of incredible tools in this modality, and they're really powerful. And these is not just surface level healing. They go deep into the root of an issue, and they clear the emotions, they clear the spiritual root, they go into the physical, and they can pull up a lot of emotions. I wanted to talk about that too. This is clearing some deep energy. It's going to bring up feelings. It's going to bring up emotions, and the energy clears some of it for you. Some of it you got to feel. Some of it needs to come into your awareness, so you need to feel it, experience it, be with it, and that's often a sign that the healing is working. And if you do have a lot of emotions coming up, awesome. That means the healing's working. And also, I want to support you. So one of the ways that I want to do that is that anyone who purchases healing for Black Friday, they get 30% off a one-on-one healing session with me. Because in a healing session, it's a space where you can bring all of your emotions and we can talk about them. You can talk through your stuff. And I can also send extra healing to where you specifically need support. So you'll get extra healing to like clear up any threads that might be missing. But it's also a space to be heard and witnessed. Because it's hard sometimes when you listen to a pre-recorded thing and you're sad and you have like this big insight come in or a big sadness and you're like, I just want someone to hear me. I get it. So I'm available to witness you, love you, send love, and just being heard is so powerful. So I want to make myself available for that. I'm also, like, I do my healings within the Akashic Records, so your guides can tell you sort of why things are happening in your life and bring a lot of consciousness to you. And one of the reasons why conscious awareness is so powerful is that you can see why certain crappy things are happening in your life, and you can start to make not better choices, but you can understand why you make the choices you make. And because you understand why certain things are happening in your life, you can understand like how to change them if you want to. I really believe in like confronting your truth. The truth is so freaking powerful. And like the Akashic Records are an amazing way to do that because they give you access to all of your unconscious information and the unconscious programming in your brain. I find this very exciting. Okay. Yeah. So these sessions are a great way to explore that, explore what's happening for you specifically and be heard. So until Black Friday, I'm offering 30% off those sessions for anyone who buys the bone healing package because your stuff is going to come up and I want to support you. So for those, I have two options. There's Akashic Records sessions that are just more talking and digging and stuff. Those are $95 plus the 30% off. I don't want to do math right now. I don't remember what that comes to. And then I also have Sacred Light sessions, and those are like 40 minutes of just Akashic Records digging, and then 20 minutes of healing. And those are $110 plus you get the 30% off. So I would love to see you in one of those sessions. And also for these, I don't offer emotional, like people often text me, blah, 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 other stuff. I don't have space for that. Yeah, I don't really have like the it's important that healers get paid for their time. So sometimes I end up with hours of conversations and stuff, and I can't really properly support you in those either, because I prefer healings where I can take the time and ground and really be with you and give you my full attention and honor whatever emotion is coming up, versus just kind of texting when I'm busy and trying to do stuff, and it's not the best thing. But I do love feedback on my healings. So if you do my healings, you can definitely text me and be like, oh my God, this came up and this happened and stuff. But yeah, but my inbox isn't the spot for like free emotional support all the time. So that's one of my boundaries. Yeah, and I was talking about Sacred Light. So one of the basic components of Sacred Light is that it gives you the opportunity to change your belief systems. So when you have a health issue, there's physical reasons why there's a health issue, and the energy work is complementary to going to your doctor and doing all the physical stuff. There's also beliefs that can contribute to health issues. For example, let's say when you were a kid, maybe you really needed love and attention from your parents and you didn't get enough of it. But when you were sick, they gave you lots of attention. So maybe subconsciously that created a belief in your mind. When I'm sick, I get attention. And then that can encourage you to hold sickness in your body. So Sacred Light tools can start to heal some of those beliefs, so you stop continuing that pattern in your life. So in the bone healing, I did a lot of like belief clearing to clear some of those like subconscious reasons why you might have health problems or creating health problems in your life. I believe in responsibility. Yeah. And yeah, so some examples of beliefs that I cleared. What did I clear? Oh, like there's some beliefs that I cleared around like needing to hold the health issues of others in your body. Like a lot of us are empaths and healers, and we take on people's energy and also some of their health stuff. So I cleared beliefs that cause you to do that. And I also used the oath vow contract healing. So at a soul level, often we hold oath vows and contracts to do something. So it's sort of like a soul contract that means, oh, I'm going to go and do that thing. And then, but now we have the power to change those contracts. Like with these Sacred Light tools, I can clear up some of those contracts so you can actually fully make a choice and not have a bunch of like spiritual energy pushing you in a way that you don't actually want to go at a soul level. And these always go with consent. So your higher self has to say yes, and you need to say yes. It's not a consent is really important in this with this work. But yeah, and I cleared oath vows and contracts to hold like your ancestors' stuff in your bones. Like their old energy, their old diseases in your bones, because that was their stuff and you don't have to carry it forward. And one of the things that came up a lot was that like a lot of people, there might be like past wrongs that happened to you or your ancestors, and you held it in your body to sort of remind you of the anger and remind you of the wrong that happened, and to kind of keep a record of, this is how I was crossed. Ain't no one's going to cross me again, but I'm going to hold all this stuff in my body to tell me, oh no, that's not happening again. Well, you don't need to hold your anger and disease to do that. You can carry like the lessons from the past in your body without having that like anger as protection. Like emotions are a messenger that tell you important things, but it's not the only method. So you can release that like energy that is harming you and just keep the lesson. You don't have to have that like rage. We can know things, especially like the more you do the work to get to know yourself, you can know stuff without needing emotion as a messenger, because keeping emotions in your body, that's one of the main things that can keep you sick. And also other health, physical stuff, but holding emotions in your body, it can have a huge impact. What other tools did I use? Let me just, I also have a little landing page to sort of describe some of these tools and such. Belief healing, contract healing. Oh, and I also ran another Sacred Light tool is the Golden Christ Light activation. So this is like Christ energy. And the intention for that is that like we cleared all this stuff out of your bones in the healing, but I also want to be conscious of what are we replacing it with. Like if I clear all the anger out of my teeth and then the energy is kind of empty, then just more anger is just going to come back. And what's the point? So this like tool, it brings in a lot of love energy. So my intention is to replace the energy in your bones with like loving, healthy energy. So then that space is full. So there's less space for something new to come, for like negative new things to come in. You decide, hey, I'm going to hold love in my body instead of hate and anger and all that. So then you get to hold the happy stuff. So that's why I used that tool. And I used a lot of different tools in the healing, but that's a little bit of a basis. So those are the main Sacred Light tools that I used. And the last one that I used is light language. That one is, it's basically sounds that are channeled that are meant to heal. It's light codes, and light codes basically follow your intention. They're very, 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 very powerful. I love light language. I've been talking for a while, so I'll talk about it more in another video, most likely. But yeah, so this is a Black Friday sale. So until Friday, the 28th, the healing is only $65. It's 3 recordings. You listen to 1 recording per day. They're 15-minute recordings, but they pack a punch. They're meant to be short so you can listen before bed. And they might bring up a lot, and they might put you to sleep, so listen before bed. Yeah, so those are $65. And again, for Black Friday, if you purchase it, you can get 30% off a session with me. So you can get nice and supported. Yeah, so if you have any questions about it, and the link is in the comments, and I also made a post about it. Well, it's in the description, actually. And I made a post about it in the group. If you have any questions about this work, any of the modalities, anything at all, you can comment or send me a message. But yeah, thanks for listening, and